Cover your eyes.
What?
I'm gonna open the door.
No.
There's a person out there. I have to open the door.
You guys, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. Hello?
Why don't you want to talk to me?
Who is this?
Good to see another brother around here.
You know, we have a lot of expressions in the English language.
I don't even know what I'm saying.
What are we talking about?
Where'd that come from?
Most all of us use them every day.
I don't even know what that means.
No one knows what it means.
You know, we just say them as if they really made sense.
I mean, how silly is that?
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Spin around. What is he talking about? Indeed, I really enjoyed that part. What's good? You know what it is. You know who it is. It's me, Mario, and welcome to the Appraise the Phrase Show, Origins of Everyday Expressions, where we're here to do three things: unveil the origin, confirm the meaning, and assess the value of common everyday phrases. I'm not going to timestamp it, but I'm hot. 20. Let's not talk about that, though, because you got on a hoodie. What's good? My guys in the building, 20. What's going on?
Listen, I don't get it twisted. I'm inside. I got the AC on. I got like 3 fans on just so I can rep my show in this hoodie. But don't get it twisted. It's hot.
Go.
Oh, it's hot where I'm at.
There we go. Can I real quick? I don't mean to be all in your business. I didn't even cross-reference this with you, but I was watching a story on Instagram and saw another hoodie that you got that was kind of cold.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to talk about it. Am I not?
I just how these stories just come and go, Mario. You know,
it's your name on the back, but in number form.
Oh yeah, no, man. The crazy thing about that is that was another circumstantial time where I just put on a hoodie because I didn't have anything else to wear, and I had to do something. You know how it is, bro. I'm a more convenient person. I live off of convenience. So if it's convenient, then I'm going to go ahead and look at it first.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. I have known you as a man of convenience, and it's helped me. I rely on it.
It's good, man. Convenience is here for me and you. Take advantage, man. Take advantage.
Okay, what's up, y'all? Today I'm very happy, very excited. You'll hear me say that often. I mean it. I'm a very genuine and sincere guy. If you have to say it, but anyways. So today we are bringing out two people that I admire, 2 people that inspire me, 2 people that are in a business of inspiring. So without further ado, let me bring out Kalisha Zachery, Kachelle Zachery, the Zachery sisters of WATZS Productions. Oh man, you didn't know. Yo, how y'all doing? How y'all ladies doing? They gonna cheer for you. They love you. How y'all doing?
Beautiful. Excellent. Saturday, July, hot, Dallas, excited.
Y'all in Dallas. Y'all are in Dallas. So it's 150 degrees.
Dallas, Texas. Exactly.
214. Yes.
Hey. So let's talk to the people. Thank you all for joining. I love what y'all do. Tell folks all about WATZS Productions, who y'all are, and Dallas born and bred. Oh, let's go.
So I was gonna hand this off to Kalisha, so I'll just start and then I'll jump it over to you. But we're originally from Tulsa, Oklahoma, 918. But we've been in Dallas since 2004. So most people like, y'all just say y'all from Dallas. But my mom she not feeling that. Anytime somebody say that around us and my mom is there, she'll be looking at us like, y'all better get that right. So born and raised in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Been in Dallas since 2004. WATZS Productions is our media house that we started in 2008. We have been in media productions since 2008 to present. We didn't start out in film. We started out in events, not
Mhm.
weddings. So we produced most corporate events. Our biggest event was back in maybe 2010 when we had several events that we produced for the Super Bowl when it
That's
was here
awesome.
during that year. And then we evolved into production film media in 2016, and we've been there since 2016. So we've been producing our whole
Hey.
lives. Mario and 20, if y'all give us anything, we can produce it. Y'all could be like, I want to see, my face on the moon, and I want a moon event, and I want everybody to come in. They're gonna feel like they on the moon. You give us the vision, and we can execute. And so we're good at producing. And then I was a secret writer for 17 years. Didn't share my writing with anybody. 2016, I was like, no, I'm ready to get this out of the
Hmm.
dark
Mhm.
per se, and introduced it to my sister and my first script, and she was like, yo, this is good. And I was like, don't gaslight me. And she was like, never that, never that. So we have a really good sisterhood, and she was like, no, we need to do something with this. And that's how it started. So our journey in
Mm.
film and television started in 2016, producing 2008, but being a producer or creative always been in my blood
That's
since
awesome.
birth.
They not going. They not. We try to tell them we give, but they gonna stand up every time they hear something
I think
cold.
they cheer for the moon party, Mario. I think they cheer for the
Okay, come
moon
on
party.
now.
Right? They want that moon
I
party.
think that's what they want. They want that moon party.
I think we gonna give it to them.
That
I
part,
think we're
that
gonna give.
part. If the dopest moon party you would ever go to, and I'm
Man.
the whole thing. So yeah,
Soundtrack on point.
okay.
Look, once in a blue moon is right there. It's right
Right there
there
for the taking.
for the taking. There we go.
I love it.
Are we packed? Kalisha,
Yes, I'm here.
talk to
A
me.
little technical difficulty.
No, we good. We good. We good.
Kachelle kind of said it all. I will say this. We are also actively trying to dispel the myth that family can't work together.
Mm.
You know how people be like, it's hard for family to work together. Um, and we've kind of proven that. Like, we stay in our own lane. Kachelle is 100% things creative. She's a genius like that. She's a dope writer, just amazing. I read it and I wasn't blowing no smoke. You know how you try to help. Oh, my sister good. No, y'all, my sister real good with the pen. And she's an amazing film director. And for someone who didn't go to film school, when I watch her in rehearsals or auditions or even on set, I sometimes look at the monitor and be like, where did you get this from? So I'm so happy that I could partner with her and co-found our business and run it up the flagpole. And, we're going to change media. We about to disrupt the game one story at a time. And so I'm excited to be along for the ride. And I'm so excited to be here today with you in 20. So it's a good thing. Today's a good day.
They don't get tired.
I can't stop
They
them.
don't
I
get
cannot.
tired, man.
They don't
They
get
don't
tired.
get tired.
They hear something. Yo, can y'all real quick before we move into the show?
Yes.
Can y'all share the principles? Can y'all share the values, please?
Oh, yes, yes. Integrity, patience, and respect is our core values. And I want to say this to all the Appraise Phase listeners. It is one of the best. It's our pillow. It helps us sleep really well at night. I'm telling you, it's the protection that you need from the jump when you have those core values. When people come into our space and they're like, y'all ain't got it out yet, y'all ain't did this yet, y'all ain't there yet, I'm like, oh, you got to go back to the front page of their website because it say patience, and it takes patience to do anything great. It takes time. Urgency doesn't mean focus, right? So, and then we deal with the integrity which you have to have in media. Like, on a full serious note, there are so many things, as you know, back in the day, a couple years ago, the Me Too movement, which was started by a black woman, came to the forefront, and so many stories began to come alive, and people who just really maybe showed up to set just to create actually now have some horrific story that could have been avoided with integrity. And so we do everything that we can at WATZS Productions with integrity first. And then respect for the craft of making film. Film is a science. It's a art form, and taking your time with it, and going through the scripts, going through the locations and setting the aesthetic and making the scenes as real as possible. That takes time. And having respect for the art form and each other while we make it is a beautiful thing. So we love our values. They keep us safe. Kachelle, what do you want to add on that note?
I think you did a beautiful job. I think you said everything that needed to be said. A lot of people ask, why are we so values focused? And especially as entrepreneurs and business owners, like, where does the majority of our success comes from? And when we tell them that our values, it kind of just, they glossed over. And I'm just like, man, you don't understand. Like, our values are protecting us, like, literally. And I tell anyone that comes into our domain, like, I want to know what your values are so we can test each other, because I'm going to pass mine. But yeah, they've been the keys to our success. And so I'm not doing nothing without them. And they have allowed us to stay on the highway towards our destination, because there's so many exits that we can take. And it's easy to say, no, that ain't the exit. Ain't no respect there. Nope, there ain't the exit. They too impatient there. No, that ain't the exit. They no integrity there. And so it's allowed us to say no, and with confidence, like, no, that goes against our values. And that's an easy no. And that's a hard, sometimes, because they try to have us compromise. Oh, that's a hard no. That's a hard no, because I'm not going to be impatient. I'm not going to be disrespected, and I'm not going to do anything less that's integral. So it's had protected us in our decision making and building our vision. It's the best thing that could have ever happened to me. So I'm team values all the way.
Hey. There we go. 20, what you got, brother? How you feeling?
Nah, you know what? Honestly, that to not prolong this, but that makes me feel good too as well, because I feel like with the way me and Mario have been running our brand, and it's like, you don't need to have like a book long of rules and regulations, man. You just find out what really works for you, what really keeps you guys dynamic going, and like you say, just stick to it, man. Like, you got to have that integrity in everything. I feel like the integrity is really what strengthens the values. Obviously, the patience is just learning how to accept the timing of things. But when you have that integrity, man, that kind of trumps everything. So it's like, yeah, I hear y'all when y'all tell everybody about y'all core values, because I feel like that's the thing that me and Mario try to bring to our brand, and anybody that working with our brand. That's why it's so easy to work with us, because we purposely do that. We purposely make it easy for people to feel like they're comfortable when they're on our show, when we're having business meetings, when they have whatever the case, when you're coming to us with some type of, I want to say problem, but if you're coming to us for a solution, we purposely make you feel like, wow, I can always come to these guys. And I feel like that's something that's going to lead to our success on our journey too as well. So I definitely commend you guys for being able to put that foot down, because a lot of people, they be scared to put that foot down and stick to it, because they see, oh man, here go the money right here. I ain't had this money last week. Let me go ahead and lift this toe up real quick so I can go ahead and get this money. But sometimes, you lift that toe. Hey, listen, that's how little it be, though. That's how little it be. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's how people go against their values and their morals, because it be just a little inch off the ground, where they look at it like, man, it's just an inch off the ground. I ain't really got to. And then once you start taking that thing, and all of a sudden that thing go like this, and you don't even know where the flow is no more. So we definitely respect that. We definitely respect that. We enjoy it.
I ain't had to press the buttons this much this early in a long time, dog.
I get to you, boy. You better put that.
I know, right? All right,
I love it.
Hey, no better timing, no better, segue from your values to ours. Unveil the origin, get to the root of it, confirm the meaning, make sure you believe in it, you make sure you know what it means, make sure you know, and then assess the value. What's it weigh to you? So we're going to do that. We're going to unveil the origin, confirm the meaning, assess the value of a phrase that I think stands to go through the filter of y'all values. We are going to appraise curiosity killed the cat.
And in 8 parts, I'll explain that phrase.
All right. I got a lot of buttons. I got a lot of buttons. So before we get into the factuals, the actual factuals, let's talk about our connection to the phrase, if you have one at all. And it's completely fine to say I don't. 20 will. It's okay. So I'll start with 20 to set the tempo. 20, your connection to curiosity killed the cat.
You know what's the crazy thing about this one is it's more of a situation of man, leave that alone. like with my family, it's more man, leave that alone, man. You know what I'm saying? I never really looked at it as curiosity killed the cat type of deal, but it's man, leave that alone. That's kind of my connection with my cultural family when it comes to that. I feel it's saying the same thing. It's just a situation of you poke your head or you be nosy about something too much, it's going to get you in trouble or whatever the case may be. So I don't know if that's true to the definition, but it's true to the definition in my life.
In my life. Yes.
And that's all I have to say about
Beautiful.
That. Okay.
There's a lot of buttons over here.
Come on.
WATZS sisters, y'all can, whatever one want to start, your connection.
Well, I'll say this. At our meetings, or if we're having a what I call a derail moment, where the conversation kind of derailed a little bit, Kachelle and I will hold each other accountable and we'll say, we don't say curiosity killed the cat. We will be literally moral of the story. You finish it, Kachelle.
Mind your business.
So ours is simply, moral of the story.
Mind your business.
Mind your business. That's our version of curiosity killed the cat. We're I wonder what she do. Moral of the story.
Hey, I need that. I need that on the merchandise. Now I have a problem when it comes. Anyway, that's fine. That's fine.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Now for me, it's I am not risk averse. I like taking risks. I have learned that my lack of risk aversion is not based off curiosity. But before I realized that, I thought it was my interest in so many things that propelled me to do something. And then you either learn that lesson through experience. But for phrases like this, specifically curiosity killed the cat, you got to bat 1,000 for me to really rock with it. I've got some times where curiosity, anything positive, add whatever you want positive, but I for sure didn't lose my cat. That's what I for sure didn't do. So that's where I'm here we go. I need to know who said it and why, because was it during a time where it is, it's just a mind your business, leave that alone type of thing. So.
Yeah, Mario, the crazy thing about that. Oh no, after you press the button for yourself.
No. I pressed it twice. It's fine.
All right, no problem. With the crazy thing about that, I want to know: is it a warning or is it an afterthought?
Okay.
The timing matters a lot.
The timing of it is going to tell us a lot about the phrase. Because I feel like my respect for it is a little different if it is something that you say before somebody does something, or as you say something because as a reaction of somebody doing something. Which
Callbacks are great.
Callbacks are great.
That's why, when we did Hindsight 2020 in season 2, I'm like, man, I don't believe that much, because if your foresight is 2040, you looking back is still with the same brain. I was supposed to turn that off.
No, they just thought you had a good idea. That's all.
That was a good idea. I'm turning it off. There we go. All right, let's get into the definition. So what we do, y'all, WATZS Productions, Zachery sisters, we go with at least 2 different definitions. In season 1, we start off with 1 definition. And then as I did more research, it's but that's not what everybody that is printing things is saying as an official. So we want to get as much as we can. So we got at least 2 definitions. And we also learned that Merriam-Webster's a brand. And, there's a lot of different dictionaries. So for curiosity killed the cat, we're going to go with Cambridge Dictionary. which it defines
Okay.
curiosity killed the cat as to warn someone, 20, to warn someone not to ask too many questions about something. Okay, and then go.
Well, I was gonna say, like, are we talking like mob stuff? Like, you're asking too many questions there, buddy. I may be pulling in movies, like, you know, you see the movies and like, hey, back up, just a warning. You asking too many questions, but those questions could be asked for a good basis, like, are you abusing these people? You know what I mean? Like, what is the digging of trying to find out, the sleuthing in a good way to try to uncover stuff? Or is it like you just being nosy and messy and you asking too many
Right.
Kalisha, you know what he would say? More of the story is
mind your business.
That is what, depending on who you ask. Depending on who you ask.
Mm-hmm.
Dictionary.com defines it as this: people should mind their own business. People should mind their own business. So what we're going to do, I'm going to give it back to y'all, Zachery sisters. Give me your thoughts on one, what you pulled from each definition, the differences, where you at, you got a favorite one, which one you rocking with more, Cambridge or dictionary.com. And I can repeat if I need to.
I think for me, I get it, and we should stay in our lanes. And what am I minding my business on? If I am seeing, I don't know if y'all remember the case where the young lady, was it in Alabama, where they show where her car, she pulled over on the side of a major highway, and she said she saw a child, running at night on the side of the highway. Is that it? In turn, in that case, it came out that she was fabricating this whole story. But let's say that incident really happened. I was driving down the highway and I see a young, infant, running on the side of the house. Is that the case? Do I mind my business there? Or do I be curious there to see, what help should be aided to this situation? So I think it's a double-edged sword, because some things I should clearly mind my business. Mm-hmm. If I've been in a store where I've seen people disciplining their children and they was clearly out of hand, I was like, let me mind my business.
Mind your business.
They're taking care of business.
Yeah.
And then there's been incidents where I have seen, things that I was like,
like when we was in the store that one time and the little boy totally looked like he was by himself. So I wasn't going to mind my business at that point.
Right.
I was like, young man, where's your mom? Where's your dad? And then he's like, oh, there's somewhere over there. Like, let me make sure you get to your parents so you don't be on Amber Alert. But I think it's a hybrid. So I'm going to take both versions of Cambridge and dictionary.com. I'm going to say use your discernment. Now, if you in a couples issue and you trying to figure out, you won't, as my one friend, she do Insta stalking, like, mind your business. You know what I mean? Like, moral of the story is, girl, mind your business. That ain't adding nothing to your life. Move on. But if it's something to where it need to be investigated, though, that's good, healthy curiosity. Right. If you are wanting to figure out how something works, business-wise, there's healthy curiosity, and then there's just moral of the story, mind your business curiosity. And I think it comes down to a discernment factor for you to do that. But it's a hybrid. You can't, because sometimes you do have to get curious.
You have to ask questions. You cannot.
Right. And if I could add, I'm sorry. Oh, and if I can add this part too. Why did the cat have to get killed?
That's where we're going to go. That's where I want to go, because this is where I'm like, a couple things, like all curious, like there is no, I don't like that there's no preface. So it's like all curiosity, get the cat killed. I'm already like, Right. And then I like where you went with, like, as far as the two definitions, they're too specific. Like one is a question based, which is like, what about just intervention? Like, okay, so that the other one covers intervention, but it's like, I got to mind my own business with everything. And it's cultural, because in Sweden, they lead, it might be Norway. It's one of them Nordic joints where, Them what's the ones they got 3 brothers. I think they all act. The Scars Guards. I think wherever they from. Yeah. Wherever
Yes,
they from.
yes, yes.
They leave their babies outside when they go in the coffee shop. As a coach, so like if you was messing with that stroller, it might be a you know what I'm saying? But like out here, whose baby is outside? You walk into the coffee shop like one of y'all left your baby outside. So it's just interesting that way for me. Anything else before we move on?
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to laugh like
laugh.
that's not funny.
No,
Go ahead.
because it's wild.
No, please.
It's wild.
Where's
your baby? Like seriously, this yours? Now I got to go in. Everybody looking at people's eyes. That's yours. That's yours. That's the baby got the nose. I see the nose. All right, man. Let's get into the origin of this thing. Find out. Get some answers. All right, here we go.
Where'd that come from?
All right. Here we go. We're going to jump to, let me get my little iPad out. We're going to jump to 1598. So this proverb actually originated as care killed the cat. And the care in the expression meant to worry or have sorrow rather than like our look on like to look after or provide for. So it wasn't like care for killed the cat. It's like care, like stress, worry, sorrow. And that was first recorded in Ben Jonson, who was an English playwright, and Every Man in His Humor. So in that he says, helter skelter, hang sorrow, carol kill a cat, uptails all and loose for the hangman. So a little bit about the play. The play was a Tudor humorous comedy in which each major character is assigned a particular trait or humor. So the play is thought to have been performed by the Lord Chamberlain's Men, a group of actors, including my boy, William Shakespeare. Billy. What up, dog? Billy. Every season we find this man. Billy. What up, Billy Shakes? And William Kemp. And Shakespeare was no slouch when it comes to appropriating a memorable line. And he actually doubled it up in Much Ado About Nothing. And Shakespeare wrote, what courage, man. What thou care, kill the cat. Thou hast metal enough in thee to kill care. And remember, when we're saying that, it's sorrow, worry. You know what I'm saying? So where are we at with that? What does that evoke right now? Like that, first of all, we'll get to how I got the curiosity, but it's care killed the cat. And back then, in the 1600s, care meant worrying or sorrow. That resonate at all?
You know, it does make it a little bit,
Yes.
it kind of makes it, you know, it still gives the same tone. So I can see how it went, like the transitions from care to curiosity. It still gives that same tone, but it does. It's just cool to see that that's where it originated for, and it just shows how different words, the meaning of words were in different times. You get what I mean? Like to say someone cares, to worry, to have sorrow over something. Like now, usually you don't hear care be associated with, I would say, negative things. You know, like a negative feeling. So it's kind of it's kind of cool. It kind of takes the mind your business aspect out of it, because I feel like mind your business is more on the beginning aspect, like beginning to middle part of the situation. To, like I said, it's like a situation where now if you worrying about something, the act is happening towards the end. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now it's like, it's not an opinion anymore. It's how you feel about this factual situation.
How you feeling? Yeah. One, real quick, if I could jump in. One, it takes me to like the question, why do you care? Or what do you care about? Yeah. Back then, they said like, what's worrying you? Why are you sorrowful? Like, I think that shifts that for me. And then two, it does take it into definitely a warning more than a like a one up. Because curiosity killed the cat right now, like how I take it is like a one up, like you done fumbled. But care killed the cat from a sorrow standpoint is like, that's what's going to happen if you worry too much. You will. I won't leave because I read the notes. Y'all got anything? I'll keep going.
Yes, definitely. You adding that context to the phrase hits me totally different now. I've been told that me and my sister care too much. So I guess that we would have been that would have been that the cat would have been like us because we care too much. But I don't care and worry changes the dynamics for me. You know what I mean? Because when you use the word care, it changes your posture. Like you know what I'm saying? And then I can understand it from both angles. You can be so passionate about something and care so much about it that it could take a lot out of you. And then you could care for someone's change and you could want to see them like, come on, you can do better. You can do better. And I've seen it in my family where people have like cared to the level of it depleted them. It took them out. They prematurely passed away, and because the care was there, on such a high level. So I can see the dynamics of it by you introducing that.
But
context.
can we delineate just the care and the worry
Let's do
for a
it.
minute? Because I feel like worrying is like, are and care is like, did you drink enough water today? Did you, are you taking care of yourself? We did get accused. True story, okay? Because we work with a lot of emerging actors. Like they're not, Denzel or Michael B. Hi,
Hey, Mike.
Michael. But we work with a lot of actors and that are up and coming, that are emerging talent. And from a professional standpoint, we have years on them, sometimes decades, depending on how old they are, that we know, like professionally, some things you probably should look different at if you want longevity in this business. And care has a say in a very respectful way. Like maybe you should look at it different like that. And we got accused of caring. So I want to delineate like the worry out of it, because once they're out of the realm of WATZS Productions and we wrap a production and I may see them later on, I pray everything is going great. I'm not worried like, oh my God, did they make it? That's not the tail end of it. But the care part, when it's like care and worry, it's like I feel like those are two different things. I care about you, but I'm worried about my mom. I care and worry about my mama. You see what I mean? There's a difference there. So
I get that. I'm wondering if that's what made the definition of care fully develop into its own thing, because it's like, yo, that's too much hodgepodge. That's like a gumbo I'm not trying to eat, man, because I can do one for real without doing the other for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well,
yeah.
What's this? 300 years later, it kept being used that way in the Brewer's Dictionary. And that it said, care killed the cat. It is said that a cat has 9 lives, but care could wear them all out. So it's like, God, you worry so much, all 9 gone, right? So in both these instances, care means worry or sorrow, as it often does in Shakespeare's plays of the time. You can think back to King Henry IV's opening lines, so shaken as we are, so wan with care, which is worry. So the meaning is clearly different back in this time. It is worry or sorrow that killed the cat rather than a meddling nose. Okay, so of course it's possible that it's not the cat's care that is the cause of the trouble, but a human's owner. So some think like it's not that the cat's worry kills it,
bro.
It may be that. Go ahead, bro.
I was just and I love that you bring in the facts, but in my mind I'm like, why do you use cats? Because cats seem like they don't care about shit.
They don't. That's what I'm saying. Like, why a cat? Why
is
a cat?
Is the cat learn not to care? Is that all cats have that? Learn not to care because, hey man, I got 9 lives. I ain't trying to ruin.
I got 8 more.
You feel me? I ain't trying to ruin this life. That's all I'm doing about my life.
Like I'm going over here. I'm definitely gonna go.
You know what? I'm gonna look. Nah, I'm gonna look. On that. And now I'm gonna go this way. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't mess with cats.
Yeah, cats are a whole.
Yeah, and then how did it graduate from care to curiosity?
Oh, we gonna get there. But before we get there, let me ask y'all a question. It's for everybody in the room. If you ain't got It's all good. But share a childhood memory where worry caused you to miss out on something you would look forward to, or caused you to miss an opportunity or failed attempt at something you wanted to achieve. Where did worry actually kill something for you, hinder an opportunity, hinder a relationship? Y'all got something?
I'm gonna let Kalisha.
I'll say this, like, because in what we do professionally, um,
Can I say something? Yeah,
yeah,
go
go for it.
ahead.
Because I got my mind got a library of situations I was gonna choose, but go for it, friend.
Real talk. I don't know where I get this from,
She
and
about to tell the truth
and
here.
my
I already
mom
know it.
even looks at me sometimes like, "How are you, my child?" But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where I get this from. But 20 and Mario, I don't do it. I don't wear it.
And she don't.
I don't do it. I will approach every situation like, hold on, give me a minute. I just, and so that wary thing, I thank God for it, that he hasn't given me that sense. Even my mom was like, you ain't afraid to go after anything. You'll do anything. I'm constantly told, like, you were just unapologetic about everything. And I don't do wary. But Kalisha, my sister.
Let me say this, because I do. Because I do. Okay, because we have some very lofty goals here at WATZS Productions. I'll say this. I don't say we've missed out on opportunities, okay, because it's somehow they've manifested. But I wish I didn't have that little sense of like, oh my God, how's this gonna work out? Because I would have enjoyed it more. You know what I mean? Like when we go through things and, production wise, and you got this camera there, and you like, oh my God, this camera is this, how much is it? And then, I'm thinking from a business point where we got insurance on this thing. Like, what's the premiums gonna do if we mess up? Oh my God, them lenses. Like, Kachelle just like in her lane. So like she's like, girl, do this, do that, and she's trying to and I'm like, wait, we got to do this. So I wish I can get to that point where when we're in the throes of something, where like right now we're on a cut for our new leading man, and we've been all over the nation, and I'm tired, and I'm like, okay, I'm
20's your
worried.
guy.
I'm like,
No.
come on, 20, let me send you some sides, sir. Come on, 20, come on. Sir, profile.
Then it look like some clouds is going by. Then it look like some clouds is going by right there. Look at it. Look at the clouds. Like,
yes, 20, giving that fire. Get that black man fire. You better go ahead, 20. Oh my God. So hold on, but I gotta go back, Kachelle, because I'm not a cat and I don't have 9 lives. Okay. So when we are doing things, it comes down to like where you're like, oh my God, it's just not me. It's like 50, 70 people. You got all this stuff. You got only so much time to get it right, to get the take, to do this, to do that. So it can become very worrisome. Now, me and Kachelle work great together. That's why, like, when you have good partnerships like you and 20 have, it matters, because then sometimes the worry kind of it does fade away. I do want to do better, though, where when I'm going forward, I'm just like, that fail, it ain't going, that's how it's supposed to be. Yep. Like even on our set of Frame of Reference, our show that's out now, like we lost one day because the house that we had, the plumbing stopped working on the people's house. It was just a whole mess. But in the series now, I knew it was supposed to go that way. And leaning into that is something I'm trying to learn to, versus worry, so that I can just enjoy the moment and not be like, I want to be like Kachelle, where she's like, girl,
I said, it's easy. We gonna switch locations. Kalisha, she just, she running around, and I'm like, stop it. Then we're not gonna worry about
That's
that.
real.
And I want her to lean into not wearing. And I will say, I do have big goals, and I'll never forget this one. Like I did a huge event, and we had to meet a minimum, and we had all these restrictions and rules. And first thing Kalisha was saying, she just like, I don't know why she came out the gate like we wasn't gonna meet the minimum, like we wasn't gonna get what we needed. And her words to me was like, well, Kachelle, if you going to jail tonight,
I'm going to jail too. Let's do it.
We're gonna we gonna
Now, mind you, jail was not in the picture, and that may be something else we got. I don't even know if that's a phrase, but anyway, jail was not in the picture. The Zachary sisters are not going to jail. Amen. But it felt like that because I was so like weary.
very. I
Yeah.
was like, we're gonna fulfill the contract. We're gonna stay true to everything that we required to do. It's all gonna work out. And guess what, Mario? Guess
It
what,
worked
Twin?
It
out.
works out.
It worked
Look,
out.
I'm
It usually does.
I got two scenarios where I can back that up on both sides. Because I live
Okay.
both lives, but mostly in the non-worry side, and so for like working with 20, like a lot of things like logistically, because we're in two different locations, because like even like how niche what we're doing is, sometimes it's like, okay, you be trying to lock in, like make sure just the thing happens, right? So we do a lot of that. In terms of worry, we do a lot of like checks and balances. Are we good? Are we doubly good? Are we triply good? So that we can be prepared. Back to that like value thing that we said. So by the time somebody comes to us, it felt like this was the easiest thing we all have ever done. But it's like we are prepared. And that actually came to fruition in terms of the lack of worry in the fray. And that's me. And I think 20s is a similar way. When we had our live event in San Francisco, I would say about 20 minutes before showtime, we had our team in the back, and our creative director was there. He's from Boston. And he was like, "You nervous?" You know what I'm saying, "Mario, you nervous?" And I'm like, "Man, the face you see, like I don't even have like worry or by now I'm already going. Like this is the it already. So like I'm in it. What could I be? What could I worry about if I'm in it? Like I can't worry about driving a car while driving a car. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom was taught me like, hey man, the car gonna do what you tell it to do unless it's malfunctioning. And if it's malfunctioning, you can't worry about that anyway. So you feel what I'm saying? That's the one side. I don't forgot the other side, but 20, you look like you was about to say something.
No, I was going to say, man, sometimes when you have that type of dynamic where you have somebody that worries, and not even in a negative way, but just has somebody that worry, and has somebody that can be like, you know what, nah, bro, it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Don't worry, relax. We're here. That right there, that dynamic is really what helps the actual brand, which helps you guys get through things. Because there are times where you're going to have to be like, man, is she gonna be here on time? You know what I'm saying? She's gonna be here on time. Let me hit them up, make sure they're here on time. You're gonna need that in the business. You need that, but you also need that person that's gonna be like, hey, it's gonna happen, man. They're not stopping us, and regardless of what's going on. Me and Mario always says this too as well. It's like, look, we could do this show by ourselves. It's a plus to have people that want to come on and be on our show. But if we need to do a
help us
whole
out in the
season by
background.
ourselves
Yeah.
because these people ain't showing up, or these people got their egos showing up before their whole human being showing up, we it's good. We one of our values is, hey, just do what you say you're going to do.
Say you're gonna do. That's all.
Just do what you say you're going to
Amen.
do. Yes.
Let's pray for that. Come on, 20. Let's touch and agree. Let's virtually touch and agree on that, to do what you say you're gonna
Because
do.
we can
Amen.
do it. Me and Mario can do it.
We can
It's
do
not
it.
like
It's gonna take us
it
longer.
might take
That's
us
all we
longer,
say.
but
It's
it's
just
going
gonna
to
take
get
us
done.
longer.
So, but if you sit up
Yeah.
here and say, "Hey, man, I can do this, and I'm gonna get this done," and you come through and do that and get it done, yeah, prayer hands.
Hey, friend, let me go. Hey, let me go. Cause we going. I love y'all. Okay.
Come on.
So the expression "curiosity killed the cat" is much more recent, and it's specific to someone asking unwanted questions. So curiosity hasn't received much good press along like the days. Like curiosity over time is considered negative. Just like to put that out there. So St. Augustine back in AD 397. So right after they caught our boy, if you a believer, right after they caught him, Augustine wrote in Confessions that in the aeons before creating heaven and earth, God fashioned hell for the inquisitive. For the folks that's curious, God was like, I need to make a place for the curious folk. That's what.
Can I say this, Mario? And I think I appreciate the given the history of this and the change and the switch up. as what me and Kachelle do in film and television, it's very competitive, especially among minorities. No matter what city we go to, I can always spot a click in any type of event I go to. I get it. And sometimes when people come with a curiosity, I always wonder what is the intention behind the question. So what I've learned to say, that's interesting. Why do you ask? Because if I can get the intention, because a lot of people say, oh, how y'all, one person just flat out asked me, and I totally wanted to embrace and hug them. It was like, how are y'all doing this? How are y'all funding this?
Oh,
How are
okay.
you? Like, I was like, thank you for being so
Yeah.
honest about what you
Yeah.
want to know. Don't mean I'm gonna tell
Right.
you, but thank you for being, so honest about what it is that you want to know, versus as maybe the cat curiosity way, where it could be sleuthing and it's not like really kind of just coming about
Yeah.
asking it out. I think it's the intention that should be maybe put in hell.
That's
You know
yes,
what I mean?
yes,
Like,
yes.
if your intention is not good of really why you want to know, like if you're inspired and you're like, man, Mario and 20 inspired me. They on 4 seasons. How they got a chemistry going on. They got merch. Like what? What are they? How are they doing that? You know what I mean? And for people to say to you, to sit down and say, hey Mario, hey 20, can I take you for coffee? Can we go for breakfast? Can you show me what it is that you're doing? Or it could be the curiosity where they seeing moles into your auditions, trying to find out how you doing what you doing. And I'm gonna
Hey,
leave that
look,
right
look,
there.
look. We have that. We have that covered because 20. He actually said it. It was one of the episodes this season. I'm timestamping a little bit, but he was like, I asked a question. He was like, I don't really give a lot that much grace because he's a positive person, and it's weird. The paradox that he is. He's a very positive person. He's a very much best foot forward person, which we'll appraise. There's a few of them that y'all been dropping that we got to add to the list, but he also is a skeptic in terms of relationship and promise. And I mean, I typically, just to comb it all over, when we meet people, I'm like, hey man, he from Miami. It's a lot of people that talk fast out there, and you got to be able to be like, I'm not trying to hear that, man. It's a lot of people. Yeah, he's from
Disclosure.
Miami. They lying all the time over there. They lie about their whole life.
Don't
So that's
Varnell
why he's
Hill
like,
me, yo.
he's very,
Don't Varnell Hill me. Don't give me that
Varnell
Hill.
Hill, So
Don't give me that
Come on,
Varnell Hill.
Varnell.
Don't promise me catfish and yams.
20,
catfish is
expound
delicious.
on the Varnell Hill curiosity. Expound on what your skepticism in certain ways, like how that curiosity, you can see how that leads to the cat being killed.
Because it's like a situation where it's like some people will they'll try to talk you and to believe in what they can do instead of just doing what they can do. Like, you don't have to talk me into believing that you are able to do something. I'm a person that's going to see you do it and say, oh, that person can do that. Oh, that person can do that. Like, so me personally, I'm like, man, once your talking starts that's why action speaks louder. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. That's another show. I ain't gonna do that.
Season one.
But
Season one.
what I'm saying is, it's like I'm that type of person that, man, like, I love for you to prove to me that you can do it. Like, that's something that excites me. Show me that this is something that you can do. Show me that you're different from everybody else that's just saying they're doing it. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's where I get off on, So it's like, when it comes to that, like I said, don't Varnell Hill me. It's like, don't sit up here and tell me and sell me, hey man, are you gonna be in LA anytime soon? Damn, man, because it ain't no thing for us to go ahead and do this and put this together if you was in LA, man. You know what I'm saying? And then when I get to LA, it's like,
you gotta have faith.
I'll be there tomorrow. Now what?
Yeah.
Come on, Mario. Kachelle, what was your follow up to that? What was the because we love Martin. Shout out to Martin, because that's one of my favorite episodes is the Varnell Hill 2-part. Come on, bomb.
Right. I think when Mario was going deeper into the meaning, how the curiosity is connected to uncomfortable questions, I understand the weight of uncomfortable questions. And so that curiosity tied to being uncomfortable, at some people being bold enough to ask you, certain questions that you like, you don't have the right to, ask me this, then trying to decipher how much is just genuine curiosity, and then how much is someone trying to, figure out, I don't know, your strategy. I don't
Yeah,
know. And
yeah,
so I'm not a hoarder. And so I'm not hoarding anything. And then I think Kalisha hit the bullet for me. It's the intention behind it. Like, are you intentionally, genuinely curious about how to do this? And, or is your curiosity tied to like you gathering information for other people, or you're trying to, I don't know, figure it, I don't
I
know.
got you.
And so intent, I think, is
Absolutely. And I
everything.
think that's where, if I'm being fair to the folks of 397 AD, you know what I mean? If I'm being fair to way back then, if I could jump in time, I would say that the information at that time, and that's why I like to do this, because like you really got to ride into the context of like curiosity is negative because there's not a lot of information. So what are you trying to, what are you asking for? Like everything is in front of you. Like you can, there's not a supermarket. Like if you want food, like if you want, everything's right here. So you're asking me something, what your heart is doing something is probably what they was taking it as. Like you asking me something that you could get answered right in front of you by your own effort. So I get that. A couple other things they said to make curiosity negative. My man John Clark, I don't know John Clark, in 1639, he suggested that he that prieth into every cloud may be struck with a thunderbolt. And I get the every cloud thing, so I hear you.
Yeah.
In Don Juan, Lord Byron called curiosity that low vice. So it's like a weak low vice. And then he said that bad opinion and the fact that cats are notoriously inquisitive led to the source of their demise being changed from care to curiosity. So how did they get to curiosity from care, worry? Observing cats. And how, now what I will say, I didn't do the science, I didn't do the research for this. I didn't even connect it while I was reading it. That's why I love the show, is that cats have been domesticated. So like they probably like, you up in this house a little too much. So now you gotta, now I'm gonna keep you in the house and you're gonna shrink and shrink and shrink and shrink until you're in the house forever. And now the lions and the tigers and the leopards are looking at you like you are weak. Now, the earliest version of Curiosity Killed the Cat was found in an Irish newspaper, Word to the Irish Sometimes, in 1868. And they say Curiosity killed a cat once. And then in an early printed reference to the actual phrase Curiosity Killed the Cat in 1873, so now we're in the 1900s, James Allen Mayer's Handbook of Proverbs, and he relied on the Shakespearean thought of it, listed Curiosity Killed the Cat as an Irish proverb. So the Irish are the ones that like really cemented like, hey, how far are you getting with this curiosity? Gonna get you killed. And then the current way that we see it now in 1898 was printed in the Galveston Daily. Shout out to Galveston. Galveston Daily, which is one of the oldest, I think it is I think I wrote it down. Yeah, still oldest running, Texas's oldest newspaper, still running. Yeah.
Oh wow.
And it is said that once Curiosity killed a Thomas cat. Now, this is important because a Thomas cat is the joke form of a tomcat, which is a male cat. Okay. So Curiosity killed a male cat. Okay. Stay with me here. Now then, now the prolific short story writer O. Henry, which I'm not hip to, in his 1909. So again, we're 1900s and past. Now we Curiosity killed the male cat. So now we get to 1909. In Schools and Schools, O. Henry wrote, curiosity can do more things than kill a cat. And if emotions, well recognized as feminine, are amicable to feline life, then jealousy would soon leave the whole world catless. So my dog O. Henry said, I'm not going with the whole male cat thing because curiosity, like a cat, feline, feminine, emotions,
Mm-hmm.
the cats, that's what gets them gone. So this is my question for everybody in the room. What's your take on the 1898 version, so the one that was in Galveston News about the male cat, versus Henry going like, no. Curiosity is a feminine emotion similar to the feline cat. Where y'all at with it?
Wow. I think first of all, I just want to stay with the word curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
Is curious a bad thing whether it falls on male or female? Is it good for us or is it destructive to us?
It depends on the
You
intent.
sticking with that?
I'm putting it, even if, okay, say he's saying that females, they get nosy, we start looking at phones, getting passcodes, whatever the typical thing you want to say we get nosy about. Hopefully you looking at businesses and bank statements, amen, to make sure all the stuff is in order and you're not fouled out. But whatever the intent is, for me, is where it's at. Like, I can be intently, if I choose, messy. So I'm gonna get curious. Well, wait, wait. I'm just saying, like, if it's if I'm,
They're
wait a minute,
really
hold on,
sisters,
friend.
y'all. They're really
If I'm
sisters.
curious, we truly are. But if I'm curious about how these new lights, or like, I was curious about some new technology in the film industry, like generator for like the saving power and stuff like that. So I went and I started researching it. That's good curiosity, whether you're female or male. But I can then use those efforts where it's like really not productive and just be, getting curious about things that moral of the story is none of my business. So that's what I'm saying. What is your intent? Like, if someone took me to breakfast yesterday because she wanted to ask me business questions. Great. Let's sit down. Let's talk. She was curious. And first thing I said to her when we opened the conversation is, what is it that you want to know? So I feel like the curiosity is based off of intention. That's what I'm saying.
With that. Before you go, Kachelle, I want to say that I'm big. Like, I know that impact is very important. I think it's so important that it's duh. That's why I don't like actions speak louder than words, because it's such a, like, you're not telling me, like, you're not helping me, duh. But
yes,
I think that we have minimized intent so much because of the impact that it's like, you have to, if you take intent out, then you have no friends. You have no family. You've accomplished not much. Like, and I can go on and on.
Yep.
My bad, Kachelle. Go ahead.
I think no. I love that. I love that you're level setting it, right? I just feel like, I don't know what the gentleman was upset about, that he felt like he had to throw, the female feline into the mix. But I get it.
Caught.
Oh, Henry. Oh, Henry.
But on a fair level, I just wish you just would have approached it just from a fair level. Like, let's weigh this curiosity on humanity, male, female alike. Let's just weigh it that way. I just curiosity killed the cat seems so negative, and I'm just like, is it a bad thing to be curious? And I just disagree. And then again, I'm like, why the cat gotta die? Why the cat gotta die?
And I get it. Okay. 20 before we move on. What's your take? Tom Cat. Now be careful now. Because we got more episodes and more shows.
You know what it is.
So be careful.
You gotta put into context the time too as well, because let's just be real. Men wasn't respecting women in a certain time frame. So it's like when it came to a situation of saying, oh, this is feminine or this is male, like back in the day, like it wasn't for men to pry. It wasn't for men to get out of their lane and see where another person's lane is. But that was a situation where maybe that's all the women had to themselves, or they were able to do, is be that whisperer, be that master whisperer to tell, like, oh, well, this house is doing this or this house is doing that type of deal. You get what I'm saying? Like, to give their man or give their household the uplifting, Kalisha keeps saying that word intent, and it's like, I feel like when you approach it as that, and that's why I say it's good to have those different dynamics, because it's like I don't think I'm the one that is going to be like, what's your intent? because I'm always going to be able to. I feel like my first impression or my first intention is to help, is to help somebody grow, is to look at them and be like, if they ask me a question,
Yep.
I'm gonna set it all out. Like I said with the Barnell, I'm gonna set it all out. So the questions that you want to ask, you don't have to ask. You don't have to ask how I get the limos, how I get the catfish, how you can get this, because I'm gonna set it all out and show you that look, this is what Chris did. This is how it got. This is how it got.
Chris is 20, by the
Oh
way.
yeah, exactly. And then this is how it's going to happen. You know what I mean? So it's like that's. I feel like once you start questioning people's intent, that kind of takes away from their true intentions. Because I'm already.
I get that.
seconding-
I get that.
I'm
I get
already
that. So
seconding-
can I? Can I, brother? Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I?
Go ahead, strengthen what I'm about to say.
I'm gonna strengthen that. I'm gonna strengthen that because I'm with you, and I think we're all aligned here in this sense. And I think this is why we get is me, and I think what you're describing, me and one of my hard lines, and now in my more mature life, is that if I can sense bad faith, I'm a good faith actor, dog.
Yeah.
I come to you on good faith. I assume. So that I can live a regular life, I assume you're on good faith. Now, if my experiences say that I'm sensing bad faith, I got one clarifying question or experience for you to get to get you there. And then it's like I will have to decide, because I don't lose if you have good faith and I think like I'm sensing, and I give you an opportunity to slam that good faith joker on the table, and you don't. You don't make sure we know it's good faith. I'm like, well, the ambiguity, I'm not going to do the ambiguity.
Right.
Gone. So
Right.
I think we all good faith actors, I think, here.
And I also, can I say this? Because I think that I wish 20, to your point, you was like, you don't necessarily lead, like, what's your intent? That is the thing that I wish we would lead with sometimes. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen What's Love Got to Do with It, the movie.
It's not a
but
comedy,
one of my
guys.
favorite.
I know I'm laughing. I know it's not a comedy, but I'm a reference kid. So you know what I'm saying? I love it when people do not a reference movie. So go ahead.
But one of my favorite lines in that movie that I even say to this day, why she here? Why she here? She like, intent.
Why are you here?
Intent.
Why are you here?
Why she here?
And I want to say this, Kachelle, too. I want to say,
can I say this? Because
Yeah,
she
go
was
ahead.
curious.
She was
curious.
curious.
She seen Tina. She seen Tina in the house rehearsing.
Everybody gone though. Everybody at home.
She down the hallway in the room.
Tina's still down the hallway.
She was curious. She said, "Why she here? I ain't."
What's she here for? Rehearsal is over. Why is Tina not at home? Why is Anna Mae not at home? God rest Tina Turner's soul. Bless her heart. Fantastic artist. I do want to say this, and I totally get intention. And I agree with you, Mario, on, we are good faith actors. I think I've been 16 years in this game, and I realize that I love when we lead with intention up front. And I can tell you that some of our counterparts who don't look like us, some of our Anglo brothers and sisters, like, I have a business mentor who is a white man, and he's just straight to the point. Like, he's like, Kalisha, just ask for exactly what it is that you want to know. And sometimes I've noticed where there's good intentions. It's like, hey, can I take you for breakfast? Can I take you for coffee? Now, okay, can you give me some nuggets and some pointers on here, and here? And then I can discern those where it's like, what is it? Why is she here? Because Tina, come on, like, why is she here? Now, this woman done shot herself, and Tina still didn't go home.
Come on, man.
Do you see what I mean?
I do. I get
intention.
it. I'm with you.
That's my point on that. But to the point is that I'm not a person that be like, everybody to come up is like, oh, I'm not gonna weary it from our first couple iterations back for curiosity. I won't weary it. I'm not gonna do that. But I also want to know, why are you curious? What is it for? Is it for the betterment of whatever you're supposed to do in this world, your intention, your purpose? That I believe God sent us all here to do something very specific. and in that lane, and whatever information I can help you to do that to save you time or energy or whatever it is,
Yeah.
I'll say it. I'm an open book. But when people sit down in our world and ask me straight out, like, what's your budget for Percy Masterson, our new series?
Like
That's a
that's a
curious
that's
question,
a
correct?
very specific, curious question. That's gonna make
Correct.
me who.
So I'm not gonna kill the cat. It's just that is very that is
I
so
turn to
interesting.
Saint
Why do you
Augustine on stuff
ask?
Hey,
like that.
listen,
I'm Saint
I'm gonna say
Augustine.
Mario
You trying to go to
Okay.
hell asking me that
we
question,
definitely
boy?
going we definitely going to hell, Mario, because we don't ask what that budget is a lot.
I just look like, hey, chill, dog, chill. That's
I mean,
reasonable.
but did you ask when you were looking for, like, when you it's different when you're trying to get
Yeah,
hired to do something. I'm not going to you, like, I'm not going to an event planner and would
I
act
get you. No,
crazy
no,
about
I
my
get
Exactly,
you.
budget.
I
You
get
know,
you.
like, if they're like, hey, you trying to do an event, and they like, what's your budget? And you like, it's like, you about to waste this event planner's time. You should know what their budget is. But when you're
Mm-hmm.
in the other seat, and it's like,
why you
why would
asking
this
me that?
person who's looking for a job opportunity ask me that? Where
Yeah,
is this curiosity
Mm-hmm.
coming from?
yeah. Now that's real.
No, that's real.
That's real because if somebody asks me, it's funny what the budget is. If they just trying to be like, what? Now we love everybody that be a part of our events, dog. We love everybody, but if you
Yeah.
opening the show or you act two, and you ask us what the budget is before we know what your act is, dog. Don't ask me.
Okay.
Don't ask me. All right, last but not least, man, because we hitting it. I love this. I knew it would be this way. There's some variants to Curiosity Killed the Cat. There's actually a little addendum. So there's Curiosity Killed the Cat and Satisfaction brought it back. Now the first
I ain't
citation
never
for
heard
that,
that.
that's what I'm saying. Like they
I
hiding
ain't
that
never
one.
20. I ain't never heard that
They hiding
either.
that one. Like don't tell them that the Satisfaction brought them back. Don't tell them that. That came in the Pennsylvania newspaper, the Titusville Herald, December 1912. It said, "You will find greater values here. We are told curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back. It is the same story with groceries. Prices will sell groceries, but it is always finality that brings the buyer back. You're going to need more groceries." So let's explore that a little bit. Do you find that true? Do we need to unpack a little more? Do the satisfaction of your curiosity make you ask more questions? Bring it back again?
It depends on the vessel or the situation. If I'm being curious in the terms of investigating, I'm doing an investigation. What's drawing my investigation is the investigation towards something that's positive and that's going to have an impactful outcome that may bring me back. I can't say that because if the investigation unturns something that may be negative, but a warning that I can put out here and warn others, that could bring me back to investigating deeper and further. Like no different than a detective. Like if a detective is looking into like I don't know, some missing cases, and their curiosity uncovers 10 or 15 people being found, then that could be strong enough. The
Right.
satisfaction of finding those individuals could be strong enough to bring somebody back to that level of curiosity. I think it just depends.
Well, I'll say this quickly. I have been curious about something from a business standpoint, like a case study where I was trying to find out, like, I was getting told certain things and data wise, and I was like, my intuition was like, how can that be? So I went on a deep dive, and I was like, I had my notebook over here because she was making fun of me, talking, you taking notes, and I was just like writing down the stuff. And then I did. So I've never heard the satisfaction brought it
Because they
back
want you to
part.
stop asking.
New today. Thank you. Appraise the phrase, okay? Because I got that from my thing. I'm like, what? I ain't heard that. Come on. But when I did, so now that I've heard it, and now that after I finished that research, and the data was like, this can't be true, I got a level of satisfaction because I was like, it was that satisfaction of knowing that what was the intuition I had was like, this just can't be valid. And then when I found out that it was true, it's really not valid, and I had data to back it up, that made me happy. So would I go back again and start doing more research? Yeah, I would probably follow that same method. So I found some truth in that personally for me.
I agree. No different than I don't know if you guys have ever seen the documentary about Bernie Madoff and the investigator that worked at the FBI that uncovered the case. And he was like, there's just no way that these numbers can be right. And his curiosity led him to the bust and the breakdown. And then it was satisfying that he started, going back and looking at other things. So yes, I can totally.
Okay, I got one other thing to say. We don't even have to explore it because I'm just like this. Well, two things. First, I can't go with, I have to go with the addition because our whole show's premise is up against this phrase. So just to say, like, we can't rock with it. But I will say that there's one other like quote that I ran into a while back. I want to say like 2009, 2010. And it was, you remember like when the Illuminati stuff was popping, like everybody was talking about that, right? Yes. And so I was reading something about it, and somebody was like, if you do enough digging about the occult and demonism, you'll find yourself in the devil's cellar. And that's like, is all of that bringing you, is that satisfaction worth digging so deep that you're in the room with the thing that you are trying to either protect yourself from, because it's the curiosity protection. So it takes you back to the intent thing. But I just think that's an interesting take as well. So what we're going to do, because I think we're at a climax point, like let's use what we feel to grade. Okay, so let's appraise the phrase before we leave. There's 3 parts to this grading scale: the power grade, how it impacts you when you hear it or say it; the speed grade, is it eloquent, does it flow off the tongue; and then we got our guest rating. That is what Zachery sisters are going to do, and it can be any reasoning for anything. It could just be, how I feel today. It don't even got to be how I feel forever. And it's an A through F. You can do pluses and minuses, A being the best, F being the worst. 20. I haven't done power all year, and I'm not going to start today because you've been killing it like the cat, brother. Pause. But go.
Nah, you know what? I would say I would give it an A, only because you know what I grade my power off of: longevity. It definitely has that. Even though it was a change in the phrase, it still kept the meaning. So I didn't want to dock it too much for that. I didn't want to dock it too much, even though it's curiosity. I also want to give it an A because of the popularity of it. Like now, even though, us as our culture and our generation don't really use it as much, man, you can still relate to it. You can still, when you hear it, it gives you that nostalgia aspect where somebody that you knew probably back in the day used to say it, or whatever the case may be. It kind of gives you that feeling. It makes you feel something as soon as you say it. So with that being in mind, I give it an A. Definitely, if it would have kept that last part, if that last part was on there for the beginning, for the run, I felt like it would get an A+, because I felt like it totally changes the narrative of what it is. Like from the beginning, we was bashing curiosity. We was bashing the hell out of curiosity, man. Hell no, mind your business. Mind your goddamn business. We was bashing the hell out of curiosity. But once you put that satisfaction, bring it back, it's like, oh hell yeah, man! You gotta be curious, man. You gotta be. So I feel like in that situation, for us to give us those different kind of emotions, those different kind of like the effect of all of us differently, even though we still felt that same premise about the phrase. Yes. Like that has to be some type of power that it has over us. So when it comes to power, man, I'm gonna go ahead and give it an A. Like a lot of people recognize it, they hear it. When they hear it, they know what it means. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that A on there and not be too harsh on it.
There you go. And that's why I may never do another power grade in the history. If you coming with that, I may never do another power grade. Now, I'm going to do speed. Curiosity killed the cat. The alliteration going crazy.
Bro.
Curiosity. I'm not even getting to the point of agreeing or disagreeing because I'm going to say it again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going to tell you 5 times, even if you're not being curious. Like, that's how sweet it is to say. Curiosity killed the cat, man. I believe, and this is how I grade my speeds, is like, can a kid say it and not be like fumbled? Can they not stumble? Can they get some joy out of it?
Mm-hmm.
Curiosity, like I think a kid will giggle at worst and can say it back to you. So I got to get at an A+.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be up there, man.
Oh, it's gonna be up there, man. Like, honestly, it's a good one, man. It's a good one. And the best thing about it is, like, we don't, like you said in the beginning, we don't have to agree with it. We don't have to use it. We don't have to, but you got to respect it when you get all this information about it.
When you appraise it. Yep. All right,
For
Zachary,
sure.
sisters, where you at with it? And I'm gonna. Do y'all want to like give individual grades and then merge them? Whatever.
Well, Kachelle, let me know if you agree.
Okay.
I would. So thank you, Appraise the Phrase, because I've never had anything. Until I found out about this wonderful podcast, I've never just had words, just phrases broken down like that. Like, I would just say stuff, not knowing the meaning behind it, whatever. That was me. So I appreciate this, and then I appreciate the satisfaction brings it back. Like, that to me is what, like, now I'm gonna be using that part too. So I'm gonna give it an A as well, and let me know if Kachelle, if you agree. And I want to say this: let's use it as a phrase of, let's get very curious about our purpose and what we're here to do on this earth. And with the time that we have, that precious amount of time that we have, let's get curious about that. Let's deep dive or go down the rabbit hole. Oh my God, am I giving more Appraise the Phrase?
I'm trying to tell you, I'm gonna run back
let's go down that rabbit hole.
Season 5 gonna be phrases from this episode.
Come on now. I'm like, what? Y'all got some fire here. So let's go down that rabbit hole and truly, get curious and get that satisfaction to go back and get more curious about what it is that we're called to do in this earth. And I feel like that, to me, is why I give it an A. Like, I've never heard that part. Get curious and let that satisfaction bring you right back. So that's why I give it an A. Kachelle, do you agree with the A? Do you give it an A? What do you do?
100%.
Come on, friend, because we often agree. So
Yes, 100% A. I appreciate 20's take on it. Like, we came in here like, mind your business, stay out of that, and now by the end of it, we like, okay,
come on, Curiosity. That's how she was like, come on, Curiosity.
We're going to retake this term and we're going to add some finesse to it. And I think the through line for me now with this term, which, let me shout out y'all's vision. Appraise the Phrase is so intoxicating that since we got introduced to you, Mario, and just been thinking about your podcast and the intent behind the whole platform is really genius. And I watch what I say even more carefully now. And I was like, Kalisha was like, appraise that. Like what you saying? And I'm like, right. And so kudos to y'all for that.
Yes.
Definitely an A. I think the through line for me is if you take your curiosity the wrong way, it can either kill a dream, it could kill purpose, it could kill, a relationship. It has so many different ways of being destructive, but if used correctly, it could be satisfying, and you could go down the right curiosity, and that cat don't necessarily
gotta die.
Come on, education education today. Come on, because we're getting education here. I love this.
Okay,
Mario, Kenny, y'all are dope.
And come on, consistency, because y'all got a whole library. I was like, I gotta go back, and on my rides, because I live 45 minutes from the city, it's like, let me get on these rides and get my episodes in, because I know I be saying stuff. I'm like, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm saying something totally wrong. Let me get this straight. I appreciate
that, man. Like, honestly, that's, you know what? I appreciate that so much that it reminds me of my appreciation for Mario, because he was the one that actually, his curiosity of one saying got this whole thing started.
It started with one.
You get what I'm saying? And the fact that matter that he got that satisfaction from being curious out of that one saying,
it brought it back.
And he brought it back to me. You feel me? He
My
brought it
dog.
back to me, and I'm just like, I feel like everybody else when we talk about it, it's like phrases. Damn, I get the damn phrases. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when we actually get about it, and it's like, man, I enjoy having a different conversation. I enjoy having a conversation
Yeah.
about something that nobody else is having. I enjoy having a conversation with my brother and being able to talk about something that's so positive and really informative. And that's really what keeps bringing me back is learning these phrases and really assessing the value of ourselves, putting the power in
Mm-hmm.
ourselves and saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to keep saying this or I'm not going to keep saying
No, I'm not. Yeah.
it.
That's the golden nugget right there. That's the now that I know. Once you know, you can do better. Like I'm like, oh, I need to stop saying that because I know the origins. I know where. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
All right, ladies,
powerful.
we
Appreciate
appreciate
y'all.
y'all.
Look, we got one more thing. We got
Thank
one more thing before we get
y'all.
out of here. We don't want to keep you, but we do want to keep you for one more thing, and that is
The Dictionary
Yes.
of Misinformation. Hit it to it
Pastor
one more
20.
time. Hit it to it.
One more time.
The Dictionary
Oh, yeah.
of Misinformation. Yeah, I like that.
There you go. Look at that. There you go.
I have to pose every time just because y'all got me on my pose game. You feel me? Look,
I love
oh,
it. Come
ladies,
on,
what
profile.
this is honestly, I know we had a great time for the show, but this is my favorite segment of the show. What we do is me and Mario, we found this book called The Dictionary of Misinformation. Sounds like a fake book, but it's a total real book. It's very tangible. What we do is we let our guests choose a letter. And with that letter, we go through our dictionary and we find out just some type of information that possibly we've been misinformed on. And I'll be honest with you, it's really that we've come across something that we're like, oh yeah, we knew that. We knew that. It's really a good
Hmm.
time. It's really a good segment. We give you the information and then we cut it off because we don't want you arguing with us. Don't argue with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not here to argue. It's in the
Okay,
book. That's what we're gonna say. It's in the book. All right.
it's
So
in the
what
book.
we ask of our guests, we ask for a letter. If you guys could come together for a letter, A through
You go,
Z.
Kachelle.
X is
You
already
go,
taken
Kachelle.
because we
X is
we
out.
had some petty guests trying to try us, trying to get us. But right now,
Hey, and
hit me. So the X is already taken, but any letter from A through Z, obviously not X. We're going to go ahead and Mario is going to find that, and we're going to give you some information that you might be misinformed about with that letter.
Okay, so for me, this is gonna be
Mm-hmm.
so easy. I'm gonna go with the save the best for last. That last letter of the alphabet, that
Come
Z.
on with it. I
Come
like that.
on,
let's
Zachary. I knew you were
go.
gonna go with that because I
Hey,
was
you
gonna
know
go with
what?
that
I knew
too.
y'all was gonna go with that
That's
because I was
perfect.
gonna go with that too. I was like, it gotta be
Yeah,
Z. I've been seeing that Z on Riverside this whole time. I was like, they gotta pick Z.
yes.
Let's do it. Oh, this was easy because there's only two, so now there's only one. So let's talk about the Zeppelin, y'all. Let's talk about the Zeppelin. The Zeppelin, them as a group, Zeppelins are neither blimps nor merely dirigibles. They are steerable, lighter than aircraft with rigid frames. Any steerable airship is a dirigible, but only a Zeppelin, named after Count Ferdinand von Zeppelin, the inventor,
Mm-hmm.
is both steerable and rigid. So it's the only flying aircraft that is steerable and rigid, meaning like it does not change its form. So I don't know if y'all know, but like airplanes change their form in the air so that they stay in the air and don't fall because like the wings bend and all. Zeppelins do not change their form. They're rigid. They do not move. So they're not blimps. Blimps change their form. Zeppelins do not. That's all I got for you.
No argument here because I didn't even.
That's all I got.
I didn't even know that about the planes. Full transparency. I just get on them and get
Yeah,
off.
no, it's really good.
So
It's really
thank you
good.
for that. No
Hey, look,
argument here.
okay, one thing before we go, anything you want to prop up,
Yes.
Zachary Sisters, WATZS Production, anything you want to prop up
Oh
before we get out of here?
yes, please. Thank you for allowing us to do that. Everybody on the Appraise the Phrase audience, please check out our first inaugural drama series. It's called Frame of
Fire.
Reference. It's currently available on Tubi TV and the Roku Channel. And for those with Prime subscriptions, you can also watch it on Amazon Prime. It is written and directed by this beautiful black talented Nubian queen named Kachelle Zachery. She is the writer of all 8 episodes, and she directed all 8
Go.
episodes. And it is produced by WATZS Productions, filmed right here
Let's go.
in Dallas, Texas. So please, if you have an opportunity, go watch all 8 episodes and drop us a line. We love feedback. So I wanted to prop that up. Thank you for allowing us to do that. Kachelle, is there anything that you wanted to share?
I think you did it so eloquently and beautiful. Thank you so much. I do want to prop something up. I want to prop up Mario and 20.
Come on.
Mario and 20?
I am so inspired by you both in this platform. And I don't hold my flowers, I give them immediately. And so I want to thank y'all for having this vision, pursuing it, and putting it out here for people to engage. And that you guys are just honorable Black men, just breaking down words is just amazing to me. And so thank y'all for this vision. Visions matter, and thank you for allowing us to be a part of this afternoon.
We love affirmation, bro. We love affirmation.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
4 seasons in, man. 4 seasons in. Sometimes we like
4. Y'all, come on now, because some people start 1 and they don't ever go back. Appraise the Phrase is on season 4. Y'all where we want to be. Come on, I want a full season. Like, that is beautiful.
Yeah. We started on audio. Yes. Look at us now. Hey, listen, what did you say? ATP biopic? Coming soon? What you say?
Yeah, I told her we gonna work with them. Like, y'all gonna have to roll this tape back. There's conversations off camera that I've had with both of them. Like, hey, the minute I stepped foot in and saw what y'all were doing for the promo in Dallas, I was like, this is divine, and I'm gonna run it up because I do not play with my divine connection. So you will see a collaboration, and it will be right on time.
For sure.
Run this one back.
Run it back, and I appreciate that. Yes, thank you for that, Mario. Yes, because you saw us in motion.
I'm like, how y'all work?
So to that point, yes. Okay, praise God. Yes. Come on, biopic.
Hey, listen, whatever production y'all need, y'all let us know. If y'all need just 2 cameos for somebody saying, "Oh, he went that way." Look at the point. If y'all need somebody to point, let me know.
Come on, done. Somebody get 20 that contract.
20.
I love it.
Get 20 that contract. And we love Black men. Y'all better come on.
Hey, take it. What final words, 20? What you got for us, man?
Man, listen, man. Do not stop your blessings, man. Do not block your opportunities, man. Keep an open mind because you don't know what you have in store. Only the Most High knows what they have in store for you. So just take advantage of the time that you have. Take advantage of the people that loves you and that want to see you succeed because that really helps, man. You know, sometimes you get in that tunnel vision and you think that you're just doing it yourself. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you get in that tunnel vision and you're thinking that, you know, the outside does not have an effect on what's going on inside, but that's not true, y'all. That ain't true. You gotta grow. You gotta feed that lawn outside. You gotta water that lawn outside so that home can look amazing. So that home can look amazing, guys. So don't be afraid to like let your friends in, let your people in when you kind of getting in that road because sometimes that definitely helps a lot more than just having tunnel vision, man.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you, brother. What I'm gonna say is this. You can find us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Underdog Podcast. Thank you on Underdog Podcast Network. YouTube for the visuals. Go to appraisethephrase.com, appraisethephrase.com/shop for things. The ATP Mental Health Journal. We got more merch of our collaborations. Man, thankful. Before we go, always remember that value is in the eye of the appraiser.
Yeah, like.